It's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, and today I will be testing out this fight camp bag. We'll see if it's the real deal. I just like to push myself to be the best at whatever I do. It could be basketball, football. My dad introduced me to boxing in 1977, and I just took it to the next level. I love boxing, I love competing, and I love being the best. Fight camp is challenging me to a 4-round workout. Let's see if it's gonna be. Take back to me again. Take back to me again. Turn me back over.
Set you back over?
Turn me back over.
Start it back over.
Come on now, let's get it. Yeah, caught me on guard. I'd like to see if you can see the punch count. So tell me about mine.
You beat the fight camp average. So this is the average of everybody who's ever taken that workout, right? So you beat that by 134 to 57, right?
I like it, honestly, I like it. The best. You ready?
Yeah.
Work. Whoa, 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 good jab there, buddy. Whoa, that's good there, buddy. See, but when you throw a jab,
Well, enough.
Pacquiao obviously got power also.
Right.
You know, I've been in there with him.
Did you feel his power?
He's solid. He's solid.
Okay.
He's solid. Ain't nothing I ain't never felt before, but he's solid.
Right.
And he felt me too. That's why he wasn't quick to run in there.
Right.
So it's obvious we both felt we felt each other. At the end of the day, you know, it finally happened. He got cooked. Right. Now they begging for a rematch. My thing is this: if you get it done right the first time, you got to do it again.
So for, I don't know, 2-3 years before the fight took place, I'd be walking down a hallway in a hotel in Vegas, or standing in an airport, or walking down a sidewalk somewhere, and somebody would grab me and say, "When am I going to see Mayweather Pacquiao?" And every time that happened, I would look at them and say, "What is it you expect to see? Okay? Why are you so excited about a fight, which I promise you is not going to yield combat, is not going to yield anything in the way of marketable violence, which is going to be an exhibition of one person's tremendous skill, technique, defensive capability, and is not going to be the can't miss fight that you think it is." And people would give me blank looks. Huh? You know, what are you talking about? I can't wait to see Mayweather Pacquiao. So it happened.
Floyd Mayweather is preparing to face Manny Pacquiao once again in a rematch scheduled to take place at the Las Vegas Sphere. This bout is happening more than 10 years after their original 2015 clash, which was widely considered the most anticipated fight of its time. Although this second meeting does not carry the same level of importance as the first, there is still strong interest and excitement across the boxing world. The matchup features two of the sport's greatest names, both aiming to return to professional boxing. As they get ready for September, Floyd and Manny are expected to show that they still belong at the highest level. Floyd Mayweather has already entered training camp and is showing impressive form in the gym. Take a look at his most recent sparring footage at the age of 49.
You ready?
Yeah.
Floyd has built his name on consistently outclassing every opponent he's stepped in the ring with his elite defensive skills serving as his strongest advantage. Still, what fans don't often witness is the intense work that happens behind closed doors in the gym. When it comes to preparing for a fight, Mayweather approaches it on an entirely different level. His focus isn't limited to physical conditioning. He sharpens his mental game just as much. On top of that, he carefully analyzes every opponent before facing them. Take his bout against Marcos Maidana as an example. In the lead-up to that fight, Floyd sparred with 6 aggressive fighters who mirrored Maidana's style. The Argentine proved to be one of the most challenging rivals of his career, but Mayweather held nothing back during camp as he prepared for the matchup.
You know, I brought 6 different sparring partners to training camp. I've been working with some rugged guys. The guys that we used the most in training camp was the guys who emulated the same style as Maidana. You know, we wanted that same look, that same style, that same ruggedness, that same come straight ahead like a bull throwing wild shots.
Who got supposed on, baby?
To be the best, of course, you got to face the best. Maidana's one of the best fighters out there right now. I said, why not do it again? People want to see action. People want to see blood, sweat, and tears. And so this fight is going to be another action-packed fight.
Let's go. Oh, impressive.
I've been boxing a lot of rounds. My defense is extremely tight for this fight. I'm going to go out there and do what's best for Floyd Mayweather. I'm extremely hungry for this fight. I really, really want to win.
We can't take too much water.
Floyd went on to secure a victory in that bout by majority decision. A large part of that outcome can be credited to the effort he puts in during training. Before stepping into the spotlight, he carefully studies every detail of his opponents. For the upcoming rematch with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd is choosing to stay quiet. He hasn't given any interviews suggesting that he's preparing to face the Hall of Famer again. However, recently surfaced training clips show that he is putting in serious work and staying fully committed.
Double grand. Again. Again. Right roll.
Think, bro. Punch it, wait it, help me go. Drop, drop. Walk it. Hit it. Hit it. Six. Punch it. Hit it.
Shot. Ball up. Got it.
You gotta know your distance.
Pull.
Mayweather Jr. still appears sharp and in great shape despite being away from the ring for several years. It's evident that Floyd continues to maintain his fitness and refine his skills even after nearly a decade without a professional fight. Money's cousin, Mayweather, shared some insights into the boxing legend's preparation. He has been working with Floyd in training and recently revealed details from inside the gym. Lou quickly dismissed claims that Floyd is slowing down. He also pointed out that Pacquiao has noticeably declined, especially after his recent fight against Mario Barrios. According to him, Floyd remains sharp and capable of competing at a high level, even approaching 50 years of age. Lou added that Manny has been through many tough battles in his career, including being knocked out, and believes those wars have taken a toll on his body. In contrast, Floyd has stayed active in training and kept his technical abilities intact, which could be the deciding factor in the rematch. Also issued a strong warning to Manny, stating that Floyd has become even stronger over time, giving him a significant advantage heading into the fight. Looking at the matchup, Lou believes Manny will attempt to match Floyd's pace, while Floyd is likely to control the fight and dominate throughout.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a different fight on Pacquiao end. Because we've seen him in the ring. He has slowed down. Floyd hasn't slowed down. So the last fight, of course, was a high-stakes chess match. I think this fight plays out as a Manny trying to keep up with Floyd.
Wow.
You know, because he is still that sharp. And I'm not just talking. He still is that sharp. It's ridiculous. And because we done see Manny been in wars, Manny been knocked out. You know, that takes a toll on the body. Even before his return, when he fought Ugas, he didn't. Or who did he fight last?
Barrios.
No, before Barrios. Who did he fight before Barrios?
He retired on Ugas.
Yeah, all right, so I am right. The Ugas fight, yeah, the loss, right? He didn't look that. He looked old then. So you know, that takes a toll on the body, and Floyd doesn't really have that toll. Floyd, you know, even now we're far out. He's still cut up. And he got stronger. That's age brings strength. So he still is sharp and he's stronger. So yeah, I see this playing as a Manny trying to keep up with Floyd, and you know, Floyd just kind of pitching easy.
Lou was also questioned about Floyd's motivation for agreeing to the rematch, especially since he has little left to prove by facing Pacquiao again. The trainer hesitated when responding and said he wasn't sure why Mayweather would want this fight. However, he did mention that while a payout worth hundreds of millions would motivate anyone to step back into the ring at nearly 50, Floyd's fighter mentality could be the driving force behind his decision to take on Manny once more.
Conclusion was already made in the first one, so having the rematch, just knowing, you know, Floyd, I know that he's a perfectionist, hearing you. Is that a little bit of why? Like, is this rematch a little bit more of he wants to do it in a different kind of way? What do you think the true motivation to have this rematch?
I don't know, you know. I didn't ask too many questions about it.
That's fair. I mean,
you know, we started working, now we're working. You know, it's whatever he wants to do. I'm sure.
That's a question for Floyd.
Yeah. I'm not sure. You know, I'm sure a couple $100 million motivates anybody.
True.
But I think the same thing. I think with Floyd. I think with the same thing. I think with Manny. I think with Floyd. He's a fighter at heart. He doesn't know any different. So it doesn't matter what the motivation is. You know, when it comes to stepping in the ring, you know, I think he's going to do it to the best of his ability.
Mayweather may not have anything left to prove in the rematch, but that doesn't mean he will be unprepared. He understands how significant this fight could be if he ever chooses to return to professional boxing. Above all, his main goal is to preserve his undefeated record. That 50-0 record holds greater value for him than the hundreds of millions he could earn from the bout. Also issued a warning to Manny, explaining that Floyd is not approaching training camp lightly. Every movement during his pad work serves a clear purpose that Floyd fully understands. He further noted that Floyd's fight IQ is on a completely different level compared to others. As a result, Manny will face a very difficult challenge once they meet in the ring.
Like, when they say Floyd Mayweather, you know, even at this age, it's unparalleled.
Yes, and it's so crazy. I don't even know how to describe it. He's just that much smarter than everybody else. That's just what it boils down to. His IQ is so much better than everybody else's. Right? Everything we do on the mitts, we're doing it for a reason when we do it. And I think that's the difference between him and other fighters is if you're in the midst, if you're doing the midst with other fighters and you stop, most of them can't tell you why we just did what we did. He can tell you everything. He can tell you the reason he stepped with his left foot before his right foot. Everything has a purpose. Yeah, so that he's just that much smarter than everybody else.
When you guys did the pad work, what did he tell you? Did he smile? Like, was he proud? Was he happy?
No, it was business as usual. It's like he knew what was going on. He knew what happened. He knew I put the work in, so it wasn't like we went slow to kind of build things up. It was, let's go to work. Yeah. And that's the way I would have preferred it, right? Because I did the work. I remember when I first started, Otis had asked me, "Oh, do you want to do mitts with your cousin?" And I told him no, because I wanted to make sure that whenever it was time for us to do mitts, I had everything down, right? It wasn't going to be him teaching me from scratch. So I went through the process, right? I built from the ground up, and I made myself the best I could be to the point to where when eventually we did do mitts, it wasn't much to say. We were just going through it. The things he says, things mostly he prefers, right? We got to do it this way because he's a perfectionist.
American manager and music executive Cash Roy Jones, also known as WAC 100, issued a further warning, stating that even though both fighters are now older, with Floyd Mayweather being older than Pacquiao, underestimating him would be a serious error. He emphasized that Floyd still places a strong focus on maintaining his fitness. He also mentioned that Floyd has been seen running 19 miles at 2 in the morning.
I'll say this. Me and Floyd, we very close. I've left the strip club at 3 o'clock in the morning, where Floyd went to in a Rolls Royce. But he comes out the strip club in sweats and running shoes and jogs home 9, 10 miles. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd been up all day. His mind, his body is still conditioned for who he is. His technique hasn't been beaten. He's fighting Manny Pacquiao, who has some age on him as well. Mike Tyson has even more age on him, which that's an exhibition. Now, I will say this, until you see or hear Floyd promote it, I don't take it for face value. When I see and hear Floyd promoting it, then I'll say it's real. Now, I did see Netflix put something up, but I don't know if it was Netflix, if somebody created that, you know how this shit is, right? But I know Floyd, I've talked to Floyd, I've asked him questions about this. And rule number 1 is, if Floyd ain't talking about it and Floyd ain't promoting it, then it's just talk.
They're accusing him of going broke because he's looking for these fights.
They've been accusing Floyd of going broke for 20 years.
Talking about rumors of Floyd being broke, Cash joked that the undefeated record doesn't mean much to him, adding that Floyd fights the same way he did 10 years ago. He went on to say that Mayweather is likely just bored, which could be the reason behind his return to the ring.
Maybe down to 200 million. Maybe that's his broke. I don't know.
Maybe that's his broke.
What I do know is his homes is still there, because when he tell me to come see him, it's the same addresses. Every time he called me, it's stars on the roof. Right? So I don't know, unless somebody is hacked into this man's finances. They always accuse the man of going broke. So maybe he's bored.
Maybe 50.
Maybe he's bored. The number 50 don't mean nothing, because he's still performing like he always has. Maybe he's bored. Maybe somebody came and told him, man, we got 200-300 million, man, to get in the ring with, we got 150 million to get in the ring with Mike Tyson on some exhibition shit. And then 6 months later, we got 300 million for you to get in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. He look it up, he like, that's 450 million. Shit. Fuck it. Sometimes you miss the light. But I can guarantee you, he ain't broke. He's making a lot of sound investments. You hear me, Cam Capone?
Yep.
This I know for a fact. He's making a lot of sound investments. And the investments I've seen being made ain't the investments of someone.
Former professional boxer Lonnie B was very direct when discussing Floyd's possible return to professional boxing. In his view, the rematch with Manny Pacquiao is a calculated move by Floyd. He believes that Pacquiao's hard-fought draw against Mario Barrios made it an easier decision for Floyd to offer the rematch that Pacquiao has been looking for. Lonnie suggested that this fight gives Floyd a chance to assess his own strength and endurance before deciding whether to commit to a full comeback. At the same time, the rematch would secure a significant payout, which could help him address a portion of his financial obligations. He also made a bold and controversial claim, saying that Floyd is still capable of defeating younger fighters who are currently in their prime, even mentioning names like Ryan Garcia. According to Lonnie, this rematch allows Floyd to achieve 2 goals at once while facing Manny Pacquiao.
Well, speaking of old Floyd, he's 49 years old.
Yes.
It was just announced all over social media today that he's going to be rematching Manny Pacquiao in September at the Sphere. What do you think about him coming out of retirement and fighting professionally and against Pacquiao, no less?
Well, one thing about Floyd is very strategic. I believe he's seen something in that Mario Barrios fight that he like, oh yeah, I'm good. Like I'm good. Actually, my personal opinion, I think Floyd can come back and beat a lot of these guys.
Like who?
I think he'll beat Barrios. I think he'll beat Ryan Garcia. I think his experience and his boxing IQ, and it seems like Floyd, it seems like his body is still like, fresh. He had 9 years off. And Floyd is one of them guys who stay in the gym. Don't let Floyd fool you. He stays in the gym. He's been doing this since he was a kid. It's impossible for him to stay away from the gym. So he stays in the gym, whether he just playing around. Even if he stay mentally in boxing, that's still you staying in the gym. And those who box know what I'm talking about. Like just always watching and always thinking and always playing around. Floyd is a computer. So I believe he's seen something in the Pacquiao fight, and in the Mario Barrios Pacquiao fight, and said, "Oh, and the money they giving away now? Oh, let me go steal some more money." They said he have a money trouble. That remains to be seen. But I think he's seen something in these young fighters, and he see, nah, they can't beat me. They ain't this. Floyd come from the era of boxing when boxing was for real. Where if you was in the top 10, that means you was for real. Now whoever in the top 10 is whoever likes you. That's who's in the top 10 now. So Floyd's seeing like these guys getting all this money for all this for this little bit of work they do. They ain't even really doing no work. So I believe that's why he wants to come back, and I also believe, when I heard he probably want to pay off some debt. I heard he might be in debt. So, I feel like Floyd, allegedly he's in debt. I feel like he's looking and saying, I can kill 2 birds in one stone.
Lonnie predicted that the fight would likely go the distance, with Floyd coming out on top by decision due to his control and mastery inside the ring. However, he also noted that Pacquiao still has the ability to land a meaningful shot. He suggested that the rematch could feature moments similar to what we have seen before.
Decision again. Pacquiao is Pacquiao. Pacquiao never going to change. He going to fight the way he fight. Floyd is a master counter puncher, a master pot shotter. He's just a master in the ring. So I don't think it'll be a problem for Floyd. Unless Pacquiao just catch him with a shot. Unless Pacquiao just catch him with a shot and get him out of there, which is very possible. But at 50, I don't think nobody's lined up to see it. But I look at it like this, right? I don't think nobody is intrigued to see this fight. But it takes the narrative away that boxing is a young man's sport.
Perhaps the most surprising prediction came from current WBA super welterweight title holder Jaron Ennis. Boots Ennis believes that both fighters are now past their prime and may not engage heavily inside the ring, opting instead to move around more than exchange punches. However, he made a bold and unexpected claim, suggesting that Mayweather could potentially knock out Pacquiao in the rematch.
Still got everything. He still got his tools and all that stuff, but I think him being 49, 50, I feel like he's not gonna be moving as much and things like that. I feel like he gonna be more action packed now. To me, I don't know why.
You think they're gonna stand there?
For some, I got a weird feeling, like some weird reason, like not just stand there, but like you know how Floyd usually move and yeah. I think he gonna move, but not too much, cause he older. He 49. Like, come on, right? He ain't about to be moving for 10, 12 rounds straight at that age. And he ain't fighting how long?
Damn, yo.
When the last time he fought?
He's been doing the exhibition.
Oh, right,
Fort.
So when was the last? We gonna say when was the last exhibition? What was it, 10 rounder or 8 rounder?
I don't know. He been stopping everybody.
Yeah. So I'm saying I don't think he going.
It might have been like Gotti. Is that the one?
And what was he doing? Was he boxing or was he walking it down?
Yo, honestly, when I seen him against the Japanese dude, he had his high guard and he was just walking forward.
That's what I'm saying. He older now. He ain't gonna be doing too much moving. He gonna be sharp and he gonna make Pacquiao run into something on some sharp calm. Like, watch.
Oh, so you think this ends in a stoppage?
It's a possibility, yo. I ain't even gonna lie. It's a possibility. I can see him catching
The conclusion is straightforward. Floyd Mayweather is viewed as the favorite heading into this fight against Manny Pacquiao. While Floyd's talent is undeniable, it's the discipline and effort he puts into training that make him such a formidable opponent. Still, the question remains, can a 50-year-old Floyd overcome a Manny who has stayed active in professional boxing for longer? That's where the discussion ends for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. Also, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.